any man who knows a thing knows he knows not a damn thing at all. And every time I felt the hurt and I felt the giving getting me up off the wall, I'm just gonna take a minute and let it ride. I'm just gonna take a minute and let it breeze. I'm just gonna take a minute and let it ride. I'm just gonna take.
My name is Emily Gannum.
Farlone Charity Toussaint.
My name is Leslie DeVos.
I am a junior, class of 2012.
I'm a human development major and a women's studies and international studies double minor, and I'm a senior.
I'm a human development and studio art major, and I'm a senior.
CSOM, major in marketing and sociology.
My expectations coming into college were that I was going to find a boyfriend. I was set on it.
I expected college to be rewarding in many ways.
When I started out, my expectations for college were like a great degree from a great institution.
When I first got here, I thought instantly like I had made the wrong decision.
My first impression shifted completely.
People were extremely preppy.
I mean, the sea of white faces.
I felt like people were dressing up like that because of the desire to fit in.
I didn't see myself fitting into BC anymore.
Everyone seemed really, really consumed with drinking.
But I think for other people, they had legitimately grown up in a place where like you just looked nicer on a day-to-day basis than we did in Truckee, so it was natural for them.
I mean, I'd be in the same, dining hall with people I would see in the same dorm hall, and I'd smile at them and they would not acknowledge my presence.
I noticed a lot of racial segregation. I thought that was huge.
I lost the passion that I had for this place because I kind of lost the idea that like I could succeed here.
I just felt kind of like, oof, this is like rather a strange culture.
I was like severely depressed freshman year.
I just felt like, I mean, it took a while, I guess, to coin the words to use it, but I wasn't used to such a like materialistic kind of urban culture, I guess.
When I went out at night, my main goal was to meet fellows, boys, and hopefully dance with them and probably make out with them, and that was like an accomplishment in the night. I had a really bad experience, hookup experience with the third one, and I think that kind of sent me into a spiral of really trying to figure out what I was doing. It just brought up a lot of emotions that I had put aside for a long time.
I met people during orientation, and I really thought that they were going to be, little pockets of friends I'd have, in different circles. But I mean, people in orientation, my orientation group, I would see, in the fall, and they weren't saying hi to me. They were really trying to confirm their position or their, kind of status in the group that they wanted to be in, and they weren't trying to mess that up with having, some random black chick as a friend. That definitely kind of swayed me into feeling uncomfortable and being very on guard, and making sure that, BC just didn't feel like it was mine at that point in time. Like it didn't feel like it belonged to me like everybody else did.
I was feeling really depressed anyway, and I was kind of driving myself insane trying to fit into like the BC norm, if that makes any sense. Sophomore year, shit kind of hit the fan, and I realized I didn't know who I was at all. Like I needed to rethink and rebuild who I was.
Being black in Boston at a predominantly white institution is difficult because everybody's trying to understand you, and then you're trying to understand yourself. And so the things that you're projecting, you're not even sure if they're really you. And then, it doesn't matter what you're projecting because either way, you're representing the black collective.
So I really started to actually question when Erika came out to me sophomore year. And she came out as bi. And I remember just the second she said it in the back of my head being like, me too. Just like that was my first reaction, and I think it completely floored me. And I think the more I explored the thoughts and stuff, the more I realized like this is something I really have to figure out. And then the second I got on that path, been thinking about it since.
And any man who knows
segregation does go on here at BC, this kind of self-segregation where white students kind of feel comfortable with their white friends, so they go there. And black students feel comfortable with their black friends, so they go there. But are we really having the best experience that we can if we're not integrating? A lack of understanding of what it takes for a black woman to, you know, get her college education. There's this disconnect between the black woman and this institution.
The second I thought, oh my God, I might be gay, I was scared. We went out to a gay bar and I remember thinking this one girl was really cute, and actually it took me a long time to even get to the point where I allowed myself to think girls were cute and admit it. Do you know, so it took me a while, and I remember we kissed, and the only thought in my head the whole time, like, although it was like really nice, and I mean, if I had been at a different stage, I probably would have been like, this girl's so great, but all I could think when we were kissing is like, I am so gay.
Honestly, my friends did a really good job of making me feel at home. You know, the small group of people that I was able to, you know, leech myself onto and keep until now. You know, they really have shaped me into the person that I'm glad I've become, and that had a lot to do with them being black as well.
All of a sudden, I actually felt something when making out with another human being. And I was like really excited, but also really scared again. Like, oh my God, and sad almost. For 22 years, I could have been feeling this excited about someone.
I'm just gonna take a minute and let it ride. I'm just gonna take a minute and let it breathe. I'm just gonna take a minute and let it ride. I'm just gonna take a minute and let it breathe.
All I can say is the worst is over now. We can serve the hard times, divorce, it's over.
I think that BC is no different than the greater American community in the sense that, or maybe the greater world community, in the sense that there's a lot of apathy that's fostered on campus. A lot of students are very driven to do things like community service and so on and so forth, but I feel like it largely stops there.
There was no kind of like organization on campus, in my point of view, that supported, you know, grassroots organization.
I do think that it would be refreshing if there was more direct activism, more direct challenging to power on this campus, just more dialogue that sparked some more fervor in general.
I think the most frustrating thing is that it is a novelty at BC. Like, to be gay, openly gay at BC, it's like you'll often get referred to as the gay friend.
I find the general kind of like very homogenous, white, affluent, Catholic, maybe not even Catholic, but just kind of white, affluent culture problematic in the sense that it's very restricting, and I think exclusionary for the students within it and exclusionary for the students not in it, and I think that it just doesn't really foster a healthy community or any dialogue.
I wasn't so scared to come out to my friends and my roommates, but at BC I think it's just not the easiest place to be gay. Typical BC people are not the problem at BC. I just think it's the general mindset that if you're atypical, that something's kind of off with you.
Now as a senior, I'm very confident in my thoughts and my direction and my perspective and my framework, as well as I know the people that I want to be around.
I'm happy at BC because of the friends I've found and the place I've made for myself.
I purposely went out and made it my own. I don't think it's easy to do that though.
As much as I've talked about things at the school that I don't respect or don't like, that there have been opportunities here that I think are very unique to BC and that I'm very grateful for.
As much as this institution can be seen as such an oppressive kind of institution, there are people here at Boston College, you know, specifically faculty, that are unbelievable.
But I have to say that, especially now that I'm out, leaving BC is like a really great thought I have.
I'm going to be a part of history as far as that is concerned, and I think that it's come with that hard shell that I gained from BC.
I'm just gonna take a minute and let it breathe.
How did Mandela get the will to surpass the everyday when injustice had him caged and trapped in every way? How did Gandhi ever withstand the hunger strikes and all? Didn't do it to gain power or money, if I recall, it's the gift. I guess I'll pass it on, mother things that'll lift the stress of Babylon.